Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I want to say thank you guys so much for coming. It is a beautiful day today. The question of the day is, how were you treated honestly recently? And the reason that I ask this question is because somebody recently had the ability or had the capacity to treat me with honesty when I never would have known had they done otherwise. And so I was just got to thinking about, like, what is honesty, what is integrity, and why is that important to us? And how do we really express that, and how do we understand that that's been expressed toward us. So I had a really interesting day surrounding that theme yesterday, and it's kind of got me thinking about that. So thank you to everybody who's answered the question, and good morning to everybody who is here. Let's see who has come by this morning. It looks like Lauren and Janet have come by. Good morning. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Brenda Jean. It is lovely to see you guys here today. I see Jeffrey and Dan are here as well. It's such a fun live crew for this amazing Friday that we are having right now. So thanks, guys, so much for being here. So Brenda Jean it has a story about how her good friend told her something difficult, and it was hard for her to hear. But in the end, even though it was hard to hear, that Brenda Jean still has greatly values that friend for being honest and for saying the things that are hard to say. And isn't that such a rare trait in friends in general? How people who love us often will just tell us what they think we want to hear instead of what we really need to hear, which might hurt in the short term, but at the same time is much better in the long term. Let's see here. All right. Janet says that she treats everyone and everything at face value, and so she assumes everyone is treating her honestly. If they aren't, that's on them to figure out. That is right there, Janet. Good morning, Donna. Donna has showed up as well. It's good to see you, Donna. All right, guys, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck. You know how this game is played. We'll play the I am game. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we're going to say together out loud, I am that affirmation. As we say these things out loud, we are making them true for ourselves, and we are bringing our attention to the fact that we really do embody these traits. So let's do that today. After we say it out loud, we're going to write it down in the comments, affirm it for each other, and then more importantly, embody it as we go through our day. So I am honest. I am honest. I communicate with sincerity and openness. So I am honest. I communicate with sincerity and openness. Are you honest? You are honest. You communicate with sincerity and openness. And I am writing this down in the comments. All right, writing that down in the comments because I am honest and because I do communicate with sincerity and openness. So the thing that happened to me yesterday that caused me to just start thinking about honesty and integrity is that one of my coworkers brought to my attention that I hadn't hit a certain button on one of the things that I had sold, and this is the button that you need to hit in order to actually generate, it essentially generates a commission for the person who hits the button. And so instead of just hitting the button and going on with their life, what my coworker did was they emailed me and they said, hey, go over here and hit this button because you want to make sure that you hit that so you get paid. And when that happened, I was just filled with this sense of gratitude for them, and also this sense that I work with honest people in general, and how I really enjoy that and value that about the team that I'm with. And so, but it got me thinking about, like, what are some of the characteristics of honesty? And to me, honesty is what we do when there is, when we wouldn't otherwise get caught. And so that's, we have the capacity of being honest when we have the capacity of being dishonest. And in typically, I treat other people, and just say the things that are on my mind and that are loving for those people. But, we go through life a lot, and we have societal and social expectations about, how do we treat others? How do we want to be treated? That whole golden rule thing about treating other people that we want to be treated, treating others that the way that we would be treated ourselves if the roles were reversed. And it got me thinking that, when we do that, and we do that in the public sphere, and we do that in a way that people, that people can hold us accountable for, that society can hold us accountable for, that's not necessarily honesty. That's more like integrity. That's more like living in line with our values. But honesty comes into play when there's a situation where we don't necessarily have to be honest, but we choose it. We don't have to choose our values, but we do anyways because they're our values. We don't have to do unto others the way that we would want it done unto ourselves, because we know that we wouldn't get caught if we got away with that. And honesty is really this proactive choosing of our values, over our integrity, over our self-respect, over the whatever short-term gain that we think that we might get by behaving in a way that is outside of our integrity. Well, I was contemplating this, and I went about my workday, and I came across the same exact situation where somebody had just forgotten to hit the button that would have gotten them paid. And of course, I could have hit the button to get me paid, and they wouldn't have known about it. But it would have been outside of my integrity. And so I did the same exact thing that the other person did to me. I just sent them an email and I said, hey, hit that button so that you get paid before somebody else hits that button. And, and they sent me an email back saying, thank you, because they knew that I could have done it myself and I didn't. And so honesty is just one of those things that when we receive it from others, we are more willing to give it to others because we've received it. And so that's one of the reasons it's so important to be honest with the folks who are around us, to have that integrity, and to recognize that when there are things that we can get away with, that doesn't mean that it's a wise decision to get away with them. Because even if the people who are hurt by our dishonesty never find out about it, we still know about it in ourselves. So I am honest today. I communicate with sincerity and openness. I know that you are as well. And I am really surrounded by people who are, I'm surrounded by people who live in integrity with themselves. And I recognize that that's one of the things that really makes my life special, is just the number of people who are congruent in the things that they do, the things they say, the things that we think. And that all of that really stems from a foundation of being congruent and honest with ourselves. So it is Friday, so we're going to go over the cards for the week and see how we got here. And then we're going to get on to our awesome Friday that is going into awesome Saturday, and have some fun for the weekend. So we started off our week with the I Am Clear-Headed card, that we maintain focus under pressure. And I've certainly had some stuff happen this week that's caused me to have to intentionally maintain focus, even though I had pressures on me from a lot of different places. And so that was a very good card to start the week. Afterwards, on Monday, we affirmed that we are disciplined, that we exercise control for our own betterment. And that's exactly what we do. And I noticed in my life that I was actually writing down certain disciplines that are important for me to develop, and certain ones that I'm good at. Just that the old questions about, what am I doing well? What can I do better? And so I feel like I was disciplined this week. I did a lot of things that required discipline. On Wednesday, we declared that we are diligent, that we consistently learn and improve. And that is exactly how I live my life. And I know it's how you live yours as well. On Thursday, we affirmed that we are beautiful, that our spirit emanates grace and peace, and that beauty that we have is something that really allows us to navigate this world with the grace and the peace, and and to communicate with sincerity and openness, the honest way that we are. So that was the cards for the week. I want to say thank you guys all for being here. Of course, we're going into Awesome Saturday because we are awesome. So let's recognize our inherent value and worth this weekend. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday this weekend. So I'm among a whole group of people that I absolutely adore. And yeah, I'm going to really enjoy the celebration of the day of my birth. I know a couple of my friends are getting married this weekend. It's a great, a great weekend. So let's go into it. Let's be awesome. Let's recognize our inherent value and worth. And yeah, and as we go, let's just always remember that that we are honest people, and that we have the ability to communicate with sincerity and openness this weekend. So I love you. I care about you. I'll talk to you later. Aloha from paradise.